let's talk about Jeremy's chocolates again. Have you received your shipment, by the way?
No, but they've supposedly shipped.
Wow, yeah, because I've seen on Twitter that some people have gotten theirs, and I've
Uh,
made complaints. I said, "Hey, this is dumb," because Jeremy's chocolates they announced a different version of like a bite size, like Halloween size candy version, right? And that's fine, variety, that's fine. But they said you can pre-order it right now, and I responded like, "Why don't you produce this stuff and then sell it? What's up with this pre-order junk? No one likes to pre-order chocolate and wait months." Well, there's this a professor who was put on leave because he was handing out. Even handing out might be mischaracterizing it. He had a bowl with Jeremy's chocolates, right? So you didn't have to take one if you didn't want one. He wasn't putting in your face necessarily,
I mean,
but
does
he
that mean he opened them or something? Because these are big bars,
Yeah,
right?
I
Like,
don't I don't know. I don't know. They didn't
and they're expensive, so
and
it's
they're
like,
expensive and he got his.
yeah, and he
Right,
got
and he
it.
got his. Okay,
Yeah,
so obviously this is a right-leaning professor, but he's also homosexual. He was also obviously doing it to troll or to provoke people to make a political statement. That much is obvious, right? You don't put Jeremy's chocolates out there just because you're like, oh, maybe people would like to eat some chocolate. Here's some good tasting chocolate. And the school suspended him because they said this is promoting a non-binary point of view. I'm sorry, a binary point of view when it comes to gender, right? Which we
yeah,
think is bigoted or the stuff they say. Of course, this is outrageous because essentially the higher ups at the school are saying that there are unacceptable opinions and you can't even hint at having those opinions by just putting out a certain brand of chocolate. It's just wrong think, right? You have the wrong opinions, therefore we will punish you. Number one, he's not totally innocent in this because again, he intentionally agitated. He was trying to sort of troll people. But number
yeah.
two, that people would come in here and see this chocolate and feel super offended and then complain to the school. Okay, number one, these hypersensitive people, there's something wrong with them, obviously. We've talked about like, it's performative, it's woke. These people just there's just something not quite right with them. But number two, that the university would suspend him over this, putting some chocolate out that suggests a binary gender point of view. One way you could look at it is it shows how intolerant they are. But another way you could look at it is it shows how insecure they are. They feel their position is so shaky that it requires this kind of defense. Like even if someone is just putting out some chocolate, no, we've got to bring the hammer down. I think that reveals a deep insecurity in your position. If you were super secure about let me give you an example. If there was an instructor that was suggesting that flat earth theory is correct, I'm not so sure the university or the school would suspend him and then make some statement about how this guy's a bigot or a moron or something. They would just kind of chuckle and say, "Oh, that guy's a weirdo. Maybe we won't hire him next time." But we're not insecure in our position that the earth is round.
Yeah.
They don't tolerate this because I believe deep down they realize their positions are fucking stupid.
Yep.
And you can only keep stupid fucking positions afloat with draconian actions like this. You really, really have to make sure everybody. It's like Stalin trying to convince you that so and so, like Trotsky, never even existed or something like that. It's like that guy. You remember him? You remember his name? You remember what he looks like? No, you're wrong. You totally don't remember that at all. In fact, you go over there to the gulag, right? That's the only way to make sure everybody keeps that line.
Yeah, I think the professor, yeah, shouldn't have put those out. Even though, well, the problem is science has gotten political.
Right.
So even though, yeah, you could argue that he's just stating facts or, advocating just for factual,
Well,
what's factual.
even if it's not factual,
Yeah.
it's still just his point of view then, right? Which he's a professor, he is allowed a point of view
Yeah.
that maybe isn't even factual. It's just his opinion.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I don't know, just keep this shit, whether it's what, just keep the politics out as much as possible. That's kind of,
He
I think
should,
that's what.
especially if he doesn't want to be
Hmm.
suspended. But obviously, he was itching for a fight or a confrontation or some kind of. He was agitating for this, right?
Or
He
yeah,
he pro
or he just thought it was funny maybe or amusing. Yeah.
because that could be it too. I think that, yeah, it's probably prudent not to do stuff like this, but it's also prudent not to say things against Stalin, right? That was very imprudent of you. However, at some point, we do lean on the braver people in the population to make a stand and say what they believe is true. If nobody is willing to say it, then, well, Stalin wins, right? If nobody's willing to stand up and say what we think is true, then the tyrants win. I don't know what the right answer is here. For your personal benefit, like to have a smooth life and have less drama in your own personal life, you should just go with the flow. Yes, I agree. I think it's a good peek into the mentality. The people bullying you, they want us to believe that they're 100% right, but also B, that they're very confident in how right they are. I'm just saying, I don't necessarily buy that all the time. Deep down, they're insecure about how right they are.